Good evening, folks. I am Joe Bachman, and it is time for IndieCD's Creatives at Play. It is another lovely Wednesday evening. We have, of course, as always, we have Dawn, we have Trey, we have Rich, and we have Foxy,
Ooh.
and we have some other cameras too. We need two more, and then we can do the Brady Bunch.
I got nothing.
Rich gets to play Alice.
Alice, who the? Oh wait, wrong. Never mind.
Oh, so how's everybody doing this evening?
Good day, Tater.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
I survived the office.
Now, did you wear your chainmail tie to the office? Nice. Did anybody realize it was a chainmail tie? Do you have security that you had to go through that you had to take the tie off for?
We don't have metal detectors. And okay. Security just didn't even bother taking a second look at me.
They're like, it's red normal.
People were surprised when I told them that I made it. They're like, where did you get it? How much did it cost? I'm like, it took me time and materials, And they're like, you made it? I'm like, yes. You're a crafty type person? Yes.
They're on to you now.
However, I also, showed off, my crosses and stuff like that to one of the receptionists who was really interested in the tie. And she wants to purchase one of my crosses. And then she also wants me to do a bracelet that is basically 4 rows of this instead of the whole 6. That is the same length as my personal Odin's Eye bracelet. So yeah, I got 2 commissions, today.
That's how that works.
Just by wearing a tie.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a lot of people are like, well, it's really awesome, and yeah. It's still trying to figure out, how many rings are going to be in. Whoop. Hey, I actually saw where that one landed. Are going to be in the bracelet, so I can give her a quote on how much the bracelet would cost and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, next time I'm in the office, I need to bring if I don't have one already made, I'm going to try to make one tonight if I can find my black 18 gauge 1/4 rings. Make the cross that she wants, and then start working on the bracelet as well. Which if I can't find the black rings, I can just start working on the bracelet because it's still the same, 18 gauge 1/4 silver in that. So, but so yeah, it was a pretty decent day.
Nice. Well, I will be here for the duration of the show.
You got fired.
No, I couldn't get that lucky.
He wishes.
Don't you dare.
That was okay. That was kind of a play off of the Office Space this morning.
Right.
Never mind the furthermore.
Right. Yeah.
But no, they moved. So I could have sworn the contractor told me it was going to be tonight at 9 p.m. that we were doing this lane closure to remove some temporary barrier wall. And apparently it is tomorrow at 7 p.m. So, yeah. I'm here. Woohoo.
I'm out. No, I'm kidding.
What are you working on, Trey?
I am still doing mushroom bags.
Your camera's a little bit fuzzy on my end. I don't know if it is for everybody, but did you notice the new camera angle?
We have new camera
Oh.
angle, and we tried it out. Well, I tried it out on a test stream the other night. So we're rocking and rolling with it, seeing if it works out.
Nice, nice.
So, yes.
And Foxy, what are you working on tonight?
I think I'm gonna try and wrap this little fluorite stone that I have.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that one's pretty.
Oh, that is pretty.
That was one that I actually took to a lapidary class, and I'm the one that did all the finishing on it.
Oh, that's
Nice.
awesome.
Ooh.
And Rich, what are you up to this evening?
No good.
Well, we know that.
6'4". World domination. Although I have a hidden slide in my PowerPoint for the new hire training. Right after my slide that announces that we're going to talk about the agenda that talks about world domination, and then it has a picture of a volcano that says volcano lair, and then has a picture of a cat peeking over the table, and then it says, cat, retirement plan, need the volcano lair, have the cat. It's my hidden agenda.
Awesome.
And with that, have a good night, folks, and we'll see you next week.
Can't top that, guys. But we're good.
Oh, well, as always, we will have the music of Dan Hollifield playing tonight. I think we're going to start off with the Displaced Detective Suite, which is based off the book, The Displaced Detective by Stephanie Osborne. And you can find links to both Dan's music, his books, and Stephanie's books at IndieCD.org.
How is the overhaul going for IndieCD.org?
I'm sorry, I'm going through a tunnel. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. It is a first.
It has been busy at the Bachman household, to be fair.
Yes.
It has been meetings and work and other work and more meetings and town meetings and work meetings. And for Joe, even more so.
Yeah, so I don't get the best reception down here in the basement, Dawn. I couldn't hear that, but we're going to play track number 7, Racing Against Time.
There was a train.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, let's do sign language.
There was 3 cop cars sitting outside your house.
Yeah, there were 3. Still don't know why. Haven't looked that up in the police blotter yet.
There were 3 cop cars sitting outside your house?
What was it? 2 days ago now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to go get the mail, and the way our door is set up, there's 3 windows in it. And there's like a lace curtain that covers the windows, so we can kind of see outside. And, I always kind of peek out before I get the mail as I'm walking up to the door. And there's a police car parked on the road, pretty much in front of where Joe parks. And I look up, and there's another one. Further up, there's another one. And I went, I'm going to go down the hall before I deal with this, because who knows how long this will take. So, come back from that, and I look out again, and okay, they're leaning against the front of the lead car, and they're talking and laughing, and they're not really paying attention to anything. Cool. So I get the mail, I set it down, and because I'm nosy, I put on my sandals and I walk down my stairs, and I stand on my sidewalk and I do one of the, the little waves. And one turns around and, I do one of the, what's going on shrugs. And they go, oh, you're fine. It's okay. And at that point, that's all I needed to know. So I did the, oh, okay, just wondering, and toddled back into my house. Now, I'm going to be very upset if the canine was deployed and I didn't catch it on Blink camera. So, because I would have loved the recording of that in front of my house. Like, go, Papa, go.
At which point she calls me to let me know that there's 3 cop cars blocking my ability to park because I was actually coming home.
Also, I don't want you to just roll up on 3 cop cars parked in front of our house with lights going.
Yeah.
Not something you want to surprise your husband with.
Where the cherries going?
Just the lights. Like the berries and like blues and reds are going.
Just
Bears and cherries were going.
Yeah, blues and reds are going, no sirens.
okay.
But there's 3 cars in front of our house. So I don't want to worry my husband when he comes rolling up to the house, you know, like.
To which my response was, I have lights of my own and I'll just pull between their vehicles and get to my spot.
Yeah. But
Because
like,
out of the 3 officers that were there, 2 of them will know me.
at least one was New Chicago. I don't know about the other 2. Well,
Yeah.
one was not ours. I don't know about the other one. Because we definitely don't have a K9 unit in New Chicago.
Yeah, no, that was Lake Station.
So at least one would know you, and he was the lead vehicle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so fun times at the Bachman household.
Maybe they misunderstood when they heard that a hooker lives there.
That could be, but it's 2 doors down that has the red light on the porch.
And why would they
That's
need a
true.
canine unit for a hook? Never mind. Never mind.
Right.
Well, they would need it for a good hooker because, it won't smell like fish around there, but...
Dang, dear, dang.
Damn, Joey.
Dang.
If it smells like fish, they don't need a dog to figure that one out.
Wow, okay. Yep, accurate.
More
Accurate
education.
too.
Just that,
Just a cat.
dang.
That could explain all the strays that hang around.
Wow. I'll move that. Sorry, hold on. There you go. There you go. See outside.
And on that note, I'm going to make Joey read the comments tonight.
Okay.
There we go.
And first through the door, we had Dan Hollifield saying, good evening. Good evening, Dan. How you doing tonight, bud? Followed shortly after by Mr. Carl Witzman saying, good evening. Good evening, Carl. And we got Donna joining us saying, hey to Dan and the Witzman dude. Good evening, Donna. And Carl saying, hey, sweetie. Yeah, Carl must be staying in her good graces because she hasn't called him the Witzman dud in a while. And Carl says, were you downstairs or do I need to go chase a cat out of the cabinets? And Rich is in the chat saying, spoon! Only if I get to be the big spoon, Rich. And Donna saying that was me. And we got Donna greeting Rich.
You might be the big spoon, but I'm the serving spoon.
Oh my.
Good thing
You do work in a law office, so you're not used to serving people, but
It's a spoon of
serve
justice.
paper. Yeah, never mind. Carl's greeting Rich. And Carl says, we learned that 2 of our cats like Euro meat.
Good taste.
And he
I
says
am
it's too
former help
spicy
desk.
to
I
give
am used to
them...
servicing people.
What's that, Rich?
I said I am former help desk. I am used to servicing people.
That's
Oh
true.
my.
Carl says it's too spicy to give
And
them
not
more
the
than
fun
a tiny... Oh, what's that?
Listen, sorry, I was just muttering, and not the fun way.
No, don't feel bad. I was IT for 3 years. I was under everybody's desk, including the deputy commissioners, and still never got a promotion. But Carl says it's too spicy to give them more than a tiny bit, but I was shocked they didn't recoil at once. I would think it'd be more the saltiness of it that would be the issue. And it does have a lot of spice too, but. And Bladed Thesis is joining us. Good evening, Bladed. Which I'm sure he can probably hear me right now.
There he is.
There it is. And we got greetings to Thesis from Donna and Carl. And Bladed Charity YouTube. I'm guessing that's for this Saturday.
Yes.
Okay.
The tea house.
And Donna says, don't forget to like and share, folks. I know you're subscribed. Yes, please do like, share, subscribe. If you happen to be watching us over on Twitch, throw some comments into the chat. If you're watching us on Kick, throw some comments in the chat. We'll get them copy and paste it over so we can pull them up on screen. And we do have the ability to accept subscriptions over on Kick, so you can help support the independent creator directory over there, and yeah.
Do we have channel points set up over there?
Yes, we do.
Do we have redeems set up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, we do. I forgot about that. What?
Dawn and I both just redeemed hydrates for Lena.
So you have to hydrate twice. Which is why we also have Pop's log ad if we need it, in case you have to do a long stream or a long stream.
Nope, it's good. Okay. How many? Oh, I'm not saying a word. Nope, never mind. Never mind.
I'm gonna do these so people can see what we're saying that aren't on. So.
Oh, you're going to copy and paste the...
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that
Okay.
people can see what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
So if you are not over on Kick or Twitch, there are points on those platforms, and people can redeem those points for whatever the streamer has set up, and Joe has set up for Kick that hydrate for individuals. I think you have an all hydrate on there as well.
Yeah, so because I know the three of us are on here, pretty much guaranteed every week. I got Hydrate Joe, Hydrate Trey, Hydrate Dawn, Hydrate Everyone, Stretch, and Play an Ad.
So on Kick, when you're watching the stream over there, that's how you accumulate points. And the longer you're watching the stream, the more points you get. So that makes it easier. That's how you redeem them.
Don't you get extra too if you are the subscriber?
Yeah, it's
Like
a
a higher
follow.
or something?
Yeah.
You get points for following. You get points for subscribing, I believe. You get like double points or something like that.
Yeah, I think you earn points quicker when you're chatting, like if you're active chatting.
And then I think you get points every hour.
And then if you're the channel owner, you start off with 1,000,000 points.
But they're only good for that channel.
Yeah.
So you can't carry over your points from whatever you do on our channel to Dawn's channel. If you're on the IndieCD's channel and then go to Dawn's channel, or if you go from Dawn's channel to my channel.
So how much do you want to hydrate tonight, Trey? Because I still got 996,000 points.
I am almost out of water in my half gallon, so I will have to refill at some point, and so keep that in mind. And then it might turn into Play Pops' ad whether you want to or not, because I will be playing it. Or I just disappear.
All right. And Bladed saying new video is still uploading.
How long has it been going, Thesis?
4 hours.
I was going to say, weren't you doing that this morning?
No, I started after lunch today.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing that during Nevermind Spoiler More.
No, I was finishing editing it during Nevermind Spoiler More.
Gotcha.
And Kitty's here saying, hey all.
Hey, hey.
Good evening, Kitty. And Carl saying, yay, full house. Yes, it is.
Right?
I was gonna say
Eh,
3 queens and 2 jokers.
well, 3 jokers because Thesis is in the background too.
Well,
That's right.
full house is 3 and 2, so I wasn't the hell. Okay, how about this? 3 queens
Oh.
and 2 twos.
I haven't worn a tutu in a long time.
Is it fluffy?
And last Saturday doesn't count. Anyway,
It didn't happen.
Saturday?
Donna's greeting all of us, and Carl's greeting Kitty. Donna's greeting Kitty, and Carl says, always be promoting. Yes.
Always promote.
And Michaela's joining us. Good evening, Michaela.
Hey, hey.
And we got greetings to Michaela from Donna and Carl. And Donna's saying, gotta love office communication.
Yep.
And Carl's saying, neat Foxy. And Nick is joining us. Good evening, Nick.
Nick.
He's saying hello all. And Michaela says, I bought a new camera, but it won't work no matter what we try, so I have to buy another kind. I'm doing what I can to get tidbits and scribbles back up. I'm also working with a business coach. Nice. For the camera, and I'm going to ask this question because I know I've ran into this issue on my own setups. I'm assuming you're plugging it directly into the computer and not using a USB extension cable. Because a lot of cameras do not like it if you use an extension cable to get it to plug in, unless that computer can throw enough power out that USB port to still make it function. That's why my idea of using the mini PC to stream my 3D prints didn't work out. The 20-foot extension cable from that mini PC wouldn't work. But the 20-foot piece extension cable over to my computer behind me works just fine. Because it can pump out enough power. So yeah. So if you're using an extension cable, that actually could be the problem. Especially if it's not being plugged into a USB 3.0 port. And this has been another, bit of information from the Joe Bach Techno Union. I was just getting ready to pull that up.
I'm punching my light sources.
Alright. And Grant's joining us tonight. Good evening, Grant. He's saying hello to everybody. And we got greetings to Grant from Donna and Carl. Also greeting Nick and Grant. And Grant says, if you aren't following the upcoming Kickstarter of mine, please do. I am following it.
Hello.
If you have a trailer for it, get it over to me, Grant. That way we can play it during the streams.
Or just a trailer in general for your stuff.
Yeah.
Like, trailer in general, so we can always play it.
And Michaela's saying, well, crap, gotta go. Have a good night, Michaela.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
Carl says, I was going to congratulate you on the new cam, but if it doesn't work, dang.
right. It's just a paperweight at that point.
Yeah. And it could be that it was just a lemon in a box. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen that happen. Hell, I've seen a mouse keep a computer from booting up twice.
Right? That was the weirdest thing.
Yeah. And Nick says, Amanda says she loves the new camera angle tray. If stream's clear, she can count stitches, etc. with you.
Oh, seriously? As it's like blinded. Oh, that's awesome. Good. I'm glad it works. The funny thing is, it's backwards for me, but then I look to the right on my other monitor and it's not backwards anymore.
That messes with me too at times.
So it's mirror imaged across my monitors.
I do have to say this, by the way, since Grant's joining us. Monday night, that was freaking hilarious. While Trey's doing her test run, and I went, oh, by the way, I happened to see there was no grand draws tonight. So we're like, okay, da-da-da-da-da. And for some reason, we both forgot.
And I was like, oh, we gotta go. Grant Draws is coming up.
That way you have time to go to the bathroom and get a drink before Grant draws. And I'm like, and this is like a half hour later. And I'm like, there is no Grant draws.
I'm like, you know what? Oh, done. And then I was like, oh, I have no outro. Just it clicked to the end stream and just didn't think about it. And it just used this outro. And I was like, you know what? That worked. Whatever. This is how we're rolling tonight. Yeah.
So, okay. I had to, tattle on myself.
Oh, you're good.
It was a good day.
Grant says, following my Kickstarter doesn't cost you anything, and it doesn't obligate you to back the book, but it does help me. Yes.
Yep.
Beating the algorithm into submission is what we all need to do to help each other out. And Grant's saying hi to Donna and Carl. And Donna's greeting Nick. And Donna says, yeah, that new camera angle is actually better than the other angle.
I think Fred just flew. Okay. That was a thing. Sorry.
Bread just what?
Flew. I think
Flew?
he jumped from the sewing cabinet to his perch, but that's okay. It's good. It's good. We're good. He landed it. He stuck the landing.
Okay.
He believes he's a flying squirrel now?
He's a something. He's a something.
Believes his name is Rocket J Squirrel?
Right?
Hey, Rocky.
Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
That trick never works.
And we got Ruby here with us tonight saying, hey there. Hey, Ruby. Hope you're
Ruby.
doing well.
Oh, I have a new toy to show you, Ruby. I haven't shown her the buckler yet.
No comment.
Not in the green room.
Not the green room.
Actually, Trey, you are in the green room.
Oh god, it is green.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're the one that decided to paint it green.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it. It's pretty.
And technically, I got a greenish background here, so.
It's green squared. Green room squared. Greenception.
And we got greetings to Ruby from Donna, Nick, and Grant. And Grant says, Joe probably would have thought, well, it's about time they caught up with me. No, I would have pulled up, looked at the officers, and went, what's going on, boys? And can one of you either move and, let me in, or, I'll just squeeze in between.
Finally here for my wife, huh?
And Carl says, already off the rails with the fish comment. Yes, we
Yep.
were. And Carl's greeting Ruby. Nick says, New Chicago Police Primate Department.
Oh gosh, yeah. So, yeah, the police did find the unregistered primate. So, yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay, so about 3 houses down and 1 house up from us, there was a hidden monkey and an unregistered dog in a house and they know this because, oh, hi Brett, good to see you. Please don't knock things over. That's my light. All right. But they know this because one of the kids there decided to cook his ramen without water in the microwave. And so called in the fire. And they go in to put out the fire, and hello, there is a monkey in there. And, a dog that isn't registered. So, yeah.
Okay then.
That was a whole thing.
And we have looked up what the requirements are to even be able to have a monkey in Indiana, providing your town doesn't have an ordinance against it.
Which our town does.
Yeah. Let's see. Carl says I bought her lunch today. I'm in good graces. Well, that's good. And Nick says, "Stop or he'll throw poo." Spoony Bards.
It's that.
The thing
And
is, if they register it as a service animal, then
Yeah.
they might be able to get around that.
So you still need a permit from the DNR, and
Yeah.
the DNR needs to come and inspect. You need certain training to have it. You need DNR to come and inspect. Oh, thank you for that. That was nice. DNR needs to come and inspect its habitat because it needs a certain kind of cage, and the cage needs certain locking mechanisms since they have opposable thumbs. I know far more about this than I wanted to because I was the one they set to looking up the stuff about this.
yeah, she went down the monkey hole. I won't even say rabbit
Oh, don't phrase it that way. Don't
That
phrase
was
it that way. Oh, no. Just no. Ugh.
But Donna says the Woodsman dude has not only kept me in coffee of a morning, but took me out twice to lunch this week, meaning I didn't have to cook supper. And last night we had pizza with a friend. Nice. And Blade says we're having pizza tonight, and Nick says sounds fun, Donna. And Midnight's here joining us on Twitch, saying hey all, hey Midnight.
Okay.
And we are half hour in, so we're going to pause the music, and we are going to play a couple of ads here. So we will be back in about a minute and a half.
Welcome, friends. I'm Lloyd Thesis, and this is my TS. Come join me every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADETH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
And we're going to kick it over to track number 5, Highly Energetic Particles Boogie. Oh, and it didn't put me that far away from the comment. That's nice.
Get out
All
of
right.
there. We're wrapped. I wrapped them at the end. Neener.
So, did you tell Nick about the lovely color of your,
I did. For the people that weren't there for that, I got some cord wraps because a certain somebody here likes to chew on cords. And
I like
when
a hobo's like, I'm looking at my brother for a reason.
Yeah. When they came in, they were a very specific kind of color. And that specific kind of color was radiant. All of them. Radiant. The Bachman family color. All 20 of them. So, yeah. All right. Can I get back to work on this? Am I allowed?
hopping
Oh, now
back
your
into the-
camera's coming in really clear. As soon as I said that, it went a little fuzzy again. Of course.
We go.
Why not?
Try that kind of light. Maybe that'll.
Donna says, Nick, it was wonderful. El Toro Monday and calamari, shrimp, and tilapia today.
Ooh. Ooh.
You had me at the calamari and shrimp. Tilapia, I have to be in the mood for fish, but... And there's us redeeming the hydrates for Trey over on Kick earlier. And Dan says, I'm doing great tonight. UPS Ninjas just delivered 3 sharp and pointy things, a Pirate Viking shirt, and leather bracers, and a Possibles bag.
Ooh. Nice.
Nice. Sharp and pointies are always nice.
They are.
And Sarah's joining us. Good evening, Sarah.
There
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah says, hi guys, listening mode for the time being, eating a turkey sandwich with honey mustard on it. And it's good. That does sound good. I haven't had a turkey sandwich in a long time.
We should get turkey when we go to shop this weekend.
You mean when you go to shop this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
I'll probably be asleep still.
Fair enough.
Unless they get this done like they say they're going to, which is going to be interesting. They're going to be putting up the new sign box truss on 8094 this weekend, and we have to do rolling closures of the interstate to do it. And they can only do a 20-minute rolling closure before they have to release traffic again.
Why don't you explain what a rolling closure is?
Because that would make sense.
Because most of these people probably don't
Yeah.
deal with them like we do.
Good point. So a rolling closure is basically where a bunch of larger vehicles with attenuators trailing them, with lights, with message boards actually that say "Pilot vehicle, follow me," will
Sometimes
come down.
police officers.
Yeah. By spec, you have to have at least one that says pilot vehicle.
Yeah.
But what they'll do is they'll come down one of the ramps on 8094 and merge in with traffic and spread out across all lanes, including the shoulders, and run down, basically slow everything down to a crawl. The current plan is for them to run about 15 miles per hour. And
Yeah, they basically turn into the pace car in NASCAR.
yeah,
If you're in front of them, you're fine. If you're behind them,
right.
it's going to be a long drive.
Shots fired.
Right, pretty much.
Yeah. So in that 20 minutes, they'll have to take down the old box truss, and then the second time we do it that night, they'll have to be able to put up the new one. Now this is one of the big overhead signs that has like the exit sign, exit 22, Burns Harbor sign on it, so it spans the entire width of the interstate plus some, because it's 20 feet 30 feet off the shoulder on the outside shoulder. So I'm going to be very interested to see how they actually get this thing set in place with the crane in 20 minutes.
I was going to say, Hawk's pretty quick. I've seen them do it.
Yeah.
So they're usually pretty good about it. As long as people gave them the correct bolt pattern.
Yeah. All right. So back to the actually here first before I get back into the comments. Let me do this.
Oh shit.
We're so
And that's twice we've played that tonight.
I know. Who says that we aren't educational?
Right?
Left and right tonight.
All right. Back into the comments here. Dan says, plus a belt and laces for the bracers. Nice.
Very nice.
And Donna's greeting Sarah. Sarah's saying hey to the Dark Misses. And Nick says, sandwich sounds good, Sarah. And Carl's greeting Sarah. She's greeting the O'Dark Pope. And Nick says, tutus make Joe feel bonita. I do feel bonita.
Good, because you look bonita.
Exactly. And Sarah says, oh, hi to Michaela. Missed her coming in. And she's greeting Nick. And Nick says, I'm jealous of Dan's delivery. I think we all are. I think you might have a loose connection somewhere, dear.
Okay.
You might actually need to restart your computer at some point.
Okay.
Because your video keeps freezing up on my end.
Yeah, it kind of is over here too. So
It's spelled gender.
Yeah. Gets a little jerky.
Huh. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing it.
For once, it's
Yeah.
not us.
Right? Yeah, I'm seeing it on the YouTube screen.
Yeah.
All right.
And Blade says, me too. Sarah's greeting Blade, saying, hey brother, haven't seen Midnight yet, or I may have missed him yet. He's already greeted us in the chat a little bit ago. And Nick says, it happened, Sarah. Sarah's saying, of course, and hi to Grant. Didn't see him, but hi. And Blade is letting Sarah know that Midnight is there on Twitch. And Sarah's saying, awesomeness, brother. And we got greetings to Sarah from Grant, and from Grant to Sarah, and Sarah to Grant. And Nick says, what have you been up to, Sarah? Getting into mischief? And Grant says, sorry I took it off because it was Cinco de Mayo, so I could Uber, but I ended up being too tired from working the Pittsburgh Opera.
Well, hopefully you took a self-care night then.
Yeah. I never tried to do Uber on Cinco de Mayo. I think it was one of the few holidays that didn't fall on a Saturday during the time I was doing Uber. So I imagine I probably could.
Start Ubering now just to see what happens.
No, I ain't bringing that up again. And Ruby says new toy.
New buckler. I sent you pictures.
And so Joe, I showed off my pretty dragon to our friend last night. It was duly awesome and appreciated. Nice. I need to actually fire up that printer. I got things I need to print. I just haven't had time. Actually, I need to change out the roll of filament before I try and do anything. So I don't even think I have enough filament left on that roll to really print one of Nick's smallest BSRs.
I think you have filament up here in the hallway, don't you?
No, I've brought it all down.
Oh, what's in the hallway then?
That box that's sitting on the register?
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
The one that has your name on it?
What the hell is that? I thought that was yours. All right. Well,
I thought it was a belt.
no, that's a different one. What the heck? All right, awesome. That's probably one that I've been wondering about then.
And Grant says, working at the Pittsburgh Opera was terrible. They sat on an 8-foot ladder on a tiny little ledge that was sitting 20 feet off the floor. I literally had nightmares all night
Oh
one
my
day about
gosh.
falling. Oh,
At that point, you're supposed to be like tied off.
yeah.
An ocean manual just burst into flames.
Right. And Carl says she also loved the cat vomit signs. Nice.
Excellent.
And Carl's saying, cool, Brett can still disrupt the stream.
Right?
And Hobo just watches the debacle.
Did you see him reach out a paw and pat my shoulder in sympathy?
I missed that.
Yeah, he reached out a shoulder or reached out a paw and just patted my shoulder. So, you know.
And Grant says, for years I thought one of our neighbors was tuning a trumpet over there, and I finally went over and asked what's that noise he makes while blowing his noise he makes while blowing his nose. Wow.
That's impressive.
I'm just kind of I blow my nose loud, but
But people don't hear it in the next house.
that we know of, no one's called in a noise complaint at least.
Nobody thinks we're tuning trumpets over here, at
Maybe
least.
that's why the 3 cop cars were there.
He wasn't home.
Would that be a noise complaint or a nose complaint?
Yes.
Yes.
Noise complaint.
Bum.
And Carl's greeting midnight. And Nick says, down the monkey hole.
No.
I have to agree with Trey on this. No.
No.
And Carl's saying dance party. That must have been when I played the Nick's ad.
Yep.
And Trey saying not okay, Nick.
Yeah, I opened up YouTube just to reply to that.
And Donna says, down the monkey hole. There's a hashtag. Yep. And Sarah says, jazz on crack rave dance now. Yep. Trey saying things that make you go, buh.
Ugh.
And Nick saying, King Kong ain't got nothing on Trey.
Hazmat suit. Just full hazmat suit.
And Nick is saying, up to the gradient chords. And saying, sharp shinies make me smile.
Amen.
Then we got the Madness Entertainment Group, Pops Van Zant, over on their channel. Good evening, Pops. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Pops.
Check out themeg.tv if you're interested in getting in with their network. And look for updates for them coming out on Roku.
Yes.
And Sarah says, I'm playing with stickers in my planner. Nice.
Oh, dear Lord, this group has made me really think bad things and about things that should not be thought bad. Dear Lord.
And Nick's saying, ooh.
Not even going to ask where you went with that.
No, you don't want to.
Nope.
And Nick's asking you, Trey, what's in the box? What's in the box?
It's my in a box. Yeah, because I went to the Saturday Night Live of that.
I did too.
Yep.
Is that what we call it now? A skein in the box?
It's a skein in a box. Yeah, that's what we're. Yeah, it's my sword in a box.
Well, the other night I did have
Literally a dick in the box. Dick
Yep.
Grayson.
And Trey, Nick's needing your mailing address.
Our mailing address, because we have the same mailing address, but I will send that to you over Facebook so I don't just dox us completely.
1-800 Drew Idiot.
What's that, Rich?
I was quoting the princess from Spaceballs dialing her father. 1-800 Drew Idiot.
Princess Vespa?
Yes.
And Nick says, my wire mesh top table came in. Nice. Heat dissipation table for under the little forge. Awesome. And Sarah says, pillow pants in the box. Reference to Clerks 2.
Lister Fiend in a box.
And people must be taking pity on me tonight, because I caught up with comments, and
They take pity on you and they try to make my life hell. How was that?
Because it's more fun trying to break you.
Right.
No, I don't
You
think
can do the Micro Machines voice.
I don't think I could if I tried today. I'm kind of a space cadet mode.
That's all right.
Justice.
I'm listening to something here real quick.
So I was watching Strange Eons again, the one that did the Portland Polycule, and she did not disappoint because she did the Grover House, and goodness gracious, that was a wild ride because it was about a guy that wanted like a 6-bedroom house but couldn't afford a 6-bedroom house, so he bought a regular house and just kept adding on to it a little at a time by himself. And it was a wild ride because he just kept like getting money from equity in his house because the value kept going up the more he added on to it. And just it's wild. It's just wild. If you have time, please watch it.
I thought oh, there it is. I thought I had a folder for this. Let's see. Okay, I did label that correctly. All right, let me get back into the comments here real quick. And Nick says, please don't dox yourself. That's okay. We have a Munzie stuck to our mailbox, so we've already doxed ourselves.
It just says our house in the middle of the street, but yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm not gonna just blast our address over like, you know, the international stream.
Let's not forget that your husband was doing wood burning of your house number.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true. It's all right. It's all right.
And Ruby says, pretty toy.
Right? I am excited beyond words to use that.
And Dan says, Prey's hallway box is a possibles box. Basically a Schrodinger's mail order.
Yeah, I think I know what it is.
I'm glad he had a hallway.
Cool.
Because you know
Could
that
be something from Temu.
Hallway.
Oh, it's not from Temu. I'm fairly certain I know what it is. So if it's what I think it is, it's what I've been waiting for a while, and I was getting kind of mad that it hadn't come in.
Well, because I looked at that box the other day, and I'm like, I looked at it, and I saw your name, and went, oh, okay, not mine. And moved on.
And for some reason, I had it in my mind that it was filament for you. So, all right.
But with that, we are going to take a quick ad break. This one, because we're about an hour in. I'm actually going to play 2 ads. One is a new ad, if it'll ever finish processing. This one's actually for Tuesday Morning Brew with Lori Calcaterra.
Nice. She's an awesome woman.
And let me make sure. Let's see. All right. So we will play that one first, followed by the Madness Entertainment Group ad. So we'll be back in about 4 minutes, folks. So stretch, pop some joints, hydrate, do all the things. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Lori Calcaterra from the Tuesday Morning Brew, and I have a hot take for you. My friends, I am tired of remix, reboot, recycle, sequel, prequel. Aren't you? Like, where is all the new stuff? I want to know what's new in comics, in movies, in novels, and music. But for that, my friend, you gotta go to indie. Here on the Tuesday Morning Brew, we like to go right to the source. I interview indie creators, writers, artists, musicians, novelists, actors, you name it. They're all on the show, and it helps us keep a pulse on what's new, what's poppin', and what people are passionate about. Join us on Roku every week and other platforms live on Tuesdays. And no matter if you're drinking coffee, tea, or the tears of your readers, make sure you tune in to the Tuesday Morning Brew.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days.
There it goes. All right. We are back, folks.
So the package was actually for the park.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
barley straw.
Yeah. So my brain was like, it no longer exists because it's not for me. That's exactly how that went.
Nice.
So probably over the weekend, I'll go and throw some straw into the pond at the park. Be
And
like,
for those
"Algae be
wondering what
gone."
we're talking about, the barley straw will help with the algae in the pond.
Okay.
Yep. It will help keep the algae down naturally, and it won't cause fish kills, and it won't hurt any of the wildlife, which is the aim there. So, yeah. And then we just keep throwing barley like a certain amount per gallons of water, and keep doing that every month, and it's supposed to help the pond. So yeah.
Nice. All right, going back into the comments here. Pop's saying Joe sent. Oh, yeah, that was a new ad. We
There we
saw Lori's ad. And Carl says, sorry, I was multitasking.
Don't want to know, Carl. Don't want to know.
Says, I have Callie in my arms. Hard to type around them. That's understandable.
Yep.
And Nick says, nothing wrong with a D in a box. If you don't have your own, store-bought is fine.
Amen.
Yeah, but as you can see, I took my D out of the box.
It looks like he was still in a box, though. Oh, he's out of the box.
He's right here. No, I still have the box.
Your D is unwrapped.
Yes.
Oh dear Lord.
I'm waving it all about the internet.
Oh my.
I have a comment that I want to make, but I think I'll save it for Friday if Rich is in the green room.
I was kind of thinking the same thing, Joey. There's a difference between not getting monetized and just being told you're not allowed to broadcast
Getting
at
a
all.
hammer.
Yeah.
Full
Yeah,
on.
I'd be flirting with that line like a drunken sailor.
Hey, what was the drunken sailor? Never mind.
And Pop's saying that was the first Roku related ad. Yeah, I saw that. So you got so are there the channel is set up and there's shows actually on there now?
Sorry, I have to always parkour.
Don't mind me, I'm just here. I live to serve. You're welcome.
And Carl says, "Oh Trey, wasn't that house video crazy? Wacky DIY adventures."
Oh my gosh, there was so much crazy on it. But I was invested from start to end. Just totally invested. And I mean that he made a decision and he went for it, and I'll give him that. He went for it and he succeeded, and I guess he still lives there.
I have a question based off of what I just saw come across Foxy's screen. Are you doing jewelry too again tonight, Lisa?
Yes, he is.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, those are pretty.
Ooh.
Oh, those are pretty.
I like
That's
that.
gonna be together.
And I was not saying that in any kind of negative connotation. I was just like, is he doing jewelry again too?
Robust.
Sweet. Cool. Awesome.
And Pops let me
I'm
know
contagious.
that Pops let me know you sent that to me through Facebook. And Carl says strange eons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eons.
Yeah.
Strange Eons channel is so much fun.
I haven't watched a lot of her videos, but the ones I have watched, they're just strangely fun. That's the one that had the Portland polycule and the one about the bread clips.
Apparently the whole Snape Wives thing was great.
I have not watched that one.
And Nick says Schrodinger's mail order bride?
Nope. Barley straw. Just barley straw.
At least it's discreetly packaged.
Right.
Bio break!
Code
Yep.
yellow.
And Pop says, I love that lady. She just kills it no matter what she's doing. Yeah, Lori's great.
Yes.
I need to try and catch more of her shows.
I need to get back to watch. I used to watch that one quite often, and then I just life. And it was yeah. She's an awesome person though.
And he has a new Madness Crawl also he's got to get over to me. All right. Well,
Nice.
when you send it, I'll make sure to get her uploaded. And Dan says, well, I may have to make a new sheath for one of this.
It's Gaelic. Skeen Duve.
Skindoo?
Yep.
All right. Oh, that's pretty, Foxy.
Wait, did we get it? Ooh, that is pretty. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Did we just do another you more you know thing?
I'm just gonna be like,
You know, one thing I love about that too is like when she stops, Hobo is like, "Are you sure they learned?"
Well, I thought I was bonking him in the head with it, so I had to stop and like double check.
But he like sniffs it, like looks at you, like, "Are you sure they learned?"
Did they really learn, or you know, you have to tell them again? We've been very educational tonight.
Yeah. Kitty says your severed head of the month club box has arrived.
Oh, this is a special one. It's shrunken this month.
Oh my god, please don't talk about shrunken heads in a box.
It could still be a D in a box and, you know, be a severed head.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thanks, Lauren, about it.
You know, that famous scene from, you know, Wayne's World where the ex-girlfriend's, you know, still giving him presents, and he's like, if it's a severed head, I'm going to be very upset.
A gun rack. I do not have a gun, let alone
I don't even own a gun.
Oh.
Well, my best friend's psycho ex dropped off a present on his front porch, and I made the, you know, if it's a severed head, you know, very upset joke, and he's like, it was a gun rack.
No. Oh
my.
Did he have did he own at least a gun, let alone enough to facilitate an entire gun rack?
If you count water pistols and Nerf guns, yes.
They can be used for swords and knives too.
You know, I was like, now we know what we got to give Nick for his birthday this year.
It's a display piece.
Our town manager had to appear in her vehicle. I think it was a goat skull. Somebody smashed her window and put that in the back seat.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, our town manager's real popular.
Apparently.
I'm pretty sure if we put a dunk tank with her in it, we'd make a couple mil.
Oh yeah, if I could convince her to let me set up a dunk tank at the park, put her in it, even if I charge $5 a ball, I would be able to go through and finance whatever this town needs for like the next 10 years.
So why won't she do that?
She's how old? 80s?
70s?
70s or 80s? Yeah, she's up there.
Yeah,
But-
she's younger than Sharon.
Yeah, but she's tough as nails. I'll give her that.
Oh yeah.
Somebody threatened to come up to the water department and how did they phrase it? Basically, they were going to do her harm. So of course, being me, I looked her up on Facebook, and the first words out of my mouth were, "Sue can take her," and like this 20, 30-year-old woman. And I was like, Sue, we know your priorities. We will videotape the first part of the beating because then we can go viral and make money for the town. And then we will pull you off of her and then call the police.
Well, now you can't because you just told everybody what your plan is.
Well, the woman came in and didn't say a word to her. So it was hilarious because we were all waiting for the beating. And I started to wait on the woman, and she just kind of tossed her change down. And Sue just stood up, smiled at me, and went, "I'll take care of this."
That's
So yeah.
And the funny thing is, people will bash her left, right, and center on the Facebook pages. But man, as soon as there's an issue with their water, here's the first person they call.
Mm-hmm.
Sue, can you help me out?
She's a politician, but she will tell you exactly what she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever have to worry about, where she stands on something, because she will tell you. And if she doesn't agree with you, she will listen. She'll give you her points. And, that's it.
Yep.
It won't ruin your friendship if you don't agree. But as long as you're straight up with her, she's straight up with you. So yeah, she's pretty cool.
And Nick's laughing at Kitty. Carl says, I just made Himoni sit on my lap and get love. He wasn't happy at first, but ended up purring.
Aww.
And Dan says its existing sheath has a skin-cutting clip mount on it. That's not going against my delicate shin. Yeah, no.
No, that defeats the purpose of a sheath.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Although, if you get the knife taken away from you, you could then use the sheath as a weapon, I guess.
Yeah, if it's already cut your leg off.
Yeah, they're like, you can keep the sheath.
It's only a flesh wound.
Right. Cut myself up already and I'm bleeding out, but I can fight on. Dude, McBro would make use of that. He'd fight somebody with it.
And Nick's saying that lovely Celtic word is the plural of one of my favorite things in the world. So I already forgot how to pronounce it again.
Kingu?
Huh?
Kingu?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. In this case, apparently, when Hobo looked at it, he knows his dad did not get the memo that
it was like, that didn't stick.
Dan says I did have to look up the spelling.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up and see what it looks like.
And Nick says, "Wow, Rich." And Blade says, "But can you pronounce it, Nick?" And Nick's saying, "Boing, boing, boing. Trey is a kitty train."
Yep.
And Dan saying, "The Dirk is Fa Damascus. It's an acid etched job, but it's very pretty. 14-inch blade." Ooh. And Nick says, "Skindo is how my old Scottish swordsman said it, pieces, as how it is pronounced by Mercedes Lackey. Serrated Edge series of books."
I was looking at Sarah Ted, and I'm like, what's going on between Sarah and Ted?
Probably musical exchange.
They should. Yes.
Those are pretty. I like those.
And Carl says, "Nice, Foxy."
That actually looks like one of the ones that looks like the antler one that Morgan gave me for watching the cats.
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, speaking of Ted,
That turned out so good.
It did.
Yes.
I'm happy I finally found the list of bands he told me to start checking out from Shakespeare in the Park when we were sitting there talking.
Oh, from the
I
London
lost the Post-it, and I finally found the Post-it.
Nice.
What, from the London Metal Coalition?
Yeah, it's a bunch of different bands that he was naming off to check out.
Awesome.
Let's see. Blade says it's plural, so it'd be pronounced Skindulv.
Skindulv.
Skindulv. I have a hard enough time saying in English.
Right?
And Carl says, "Just the no, not the green room."
English has a hard enough time saying English.
That's true.
Sometimes. That's why you all like watching me do the Micro Machines Minnesota accent speaking in tongues thing.
We love you.
I know. I love you guys too.
Roasting over an open fire at the Tangy Barbecue Sauce.
Hey, Wiggles!
And
Welcome to the Ed Guy Cooking Channel.
Dear Lord.
Nick's saying, you know, Thesis, with all languages you know, you really should be working somewhere that you can put that fluency to use. A polyglot? Polyglot?
Somebody who
That's someone
understands multiple languages.
Right, yeah, no, I got that part of it. I just,
Polyglot.
for
I've
some
never said
reason,
it
I
out
was
loud.
trying, I knew what it meant, but for some reason, my brain was also trying to associate it somehow with a blood clot, and I don't know why. Like, it was trying to go medical for some reason.
All those languages are stuck in the blood.
They're clotting.
They're clotting.
Yeah.
Let them out.
That explains my confusion with some programming languages, actually.
Right. I don't have the heart to go there, but bum. Oh. That was good.
You need to be leached.
I need to.
See, that's the other
Chris,
video I need to upload is a little
Especially with this group.
What would be a good
The
one?
polyglots. Because most of us speak English and we also speak sarcasm.
Yeah.
Fluent,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're all
English-
very fluent in sarcasm.
English, sarcasm, and
Naughty words.
yeah, bad words.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Innuendo,
And at least one word in sign language. Well, two.
an outuendo, and a rounduendo.
Yeah.
And Nick's saying Gaelic and Mandarin current events should have you being utilized by several major employees, agencies, and PMCs. How did the acronym screw me up more than anything else? And Sarah saying, I heard my name, I'm innocent, I swears. It's your story, Sarah. You get to tell it however you want, dear. And Nick says, the serrated had to do with a California racing league that the elves got involved in.
Oh, I remember that part. Yep. Yep.
And he's also saying, oh, my dear Sarah, you are in the Appalachian Rules category. If I saw something, no, I didn't.
You are Sarah. It was
Yep.
funny when I saw Sarah. I was reading it, Sarah, Ted. And I was like, what? Sarah and Ted are doing what? And then again, that went to the should be exchanging music.
And so they're saying, yep, that's how a time in my life was that wasn't in the Appalachians. Didn't see or hear a single thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we are caught up with comments, so... Oh, and she's saying, you're cool, Dawn. I thought it was hilarious. So we're going to play a couple more ads and probably get ready to wrap her up for the night. No pun intended, since we have someone doing rapping here.
Intend your puns, you coward.
Yes, intend them.
But first, a brief message from this ad.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
And we're going to pick another song here real quick.
Ooh.
Oh.
Very nice.
There's can be made.
I like them.
Now, the purple ones are the ones you did last week, or did you do those tonight?
No, that was that. I think it was the week before last was the last time we were on. But yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I convinced him to learn a new thing.
And he's doing well.
Always
Doing very well
learn.
with it.
Never stop learning. Sorry, I wanted to see where Trey. I almost called you Tosh, which is not an insult. That is a
No, that's actually a very high compliment.
yeah. Where you were at with your shrooms.
So I'm actually on the last round of the white, and then I will be switching to, I think I'm going to make a pastel pink one.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes, for some pretty color.
And Dan says, my specialties are British and American English, redneck, Jack Daniels, and enough Spanglish to order food.
Especially when you're in the rear parking lot of a taco joint. Never mind.
Oh, that's right. I took it off here. Damn it.
Oh, it's gone?
Carl says, speaking of sarcasm and Stark, how is Foxy's headache?
Oh, yeah.
It's still there. I'm just
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
making me read it, and I'm like, I can't see it from here.
Oh, no.
No.
And Kitty's saying, pretty earrings, love.
Thank you.
And Nick says, and I'm sorry, thesis didn't mean to imply anything. I assumed with your studies such employment would make sense. I want to see everyone
don't worry about it.
succeed.
No worries.
And the earrings are lovely.
Thank you.
And Dan's saying very pretty foxy. And Sarah says, I hear an indigo.
Yep.
He wants to play right now.
Right now.
The show is still
All
going
the
on
time.
now.
He's like, nope.
And Sarah says, zoning in and out at the most epic times. And Dan says, look her up front and poke her in the back.
That is usually the order of
Just
operations.
walking asking for ointment.
Oh, my.
Oh, Lord. Well, with that, we're almost an hour and a half in, so we will be back next Wednesday. Well, Trey, Dawn, and everybody else will be back next Wednesday. I will be off at the town meetings.
Oh, that's right.
And-
Council meeting is next week, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, I got to do the council meeting next week. And so with that, we will see you all in 7 days.
Make sure
Have a
you
good
use
night,
protection.
folks.
Good night.
Make sure
Everybody.
there is no protection from us.
No.
Well, let's talk about doing the council meeting.
Oh, I was going to say, no, we're just a weekly flare-up. But good night, folks.